This is Karabakh. 3 years ago, this region of Azerbaijan was mired in a deadly war with neighboring Armenia. Azerbaijan came out on top of that 44-day war in 2020 and recaptured most of the territory that had previously lost to Armenia in the First Karabakh War that was fought in the early 1990s. Today, Karabakh is going through a total transformation. We came to document the return of its former inhabitants, many of whom were forced out of their homes in the First Karabakh War. The Azerbaijanis call it the Great Return. We drove across the rolling plains, mountains, and gently sloping hills of this region, past Russian military checkpoints, where 2,000 Russian soldiers serve as a thin line between Azerbaijan and Armenia, at least for the time being. And with Russian military helicopters flying overhead, Azerbaijan and Armenia remain locked in a bitter dispute over the future of Karabakh. It is clear that the conflict is far from resolved. Meanwhile, empty homes like this one in the city of Shusha in Karabakh will soon be filled with their new inhabitants. The 44-day war 3 years ago concluded with a Russian-brokered ceasefire that stipulated refugees would return to their homes in Karabakh and that the Azerbaijani government would guarantee the safety of the traffic of goods from Armenia through the Azerbaijani city of Lachin, known as the Lachin Corridor, into the Armenian-populated parts of Karabakh. But Armenia and Azerbaijan remain at loggerheads over recognizing Azerbaijani sovereignty over the parts of Karabakh that remain outside of Baku's authority. Shusha is at the heart of Karabakh. Residents see the return as fulfilling a long-awaited destiny.
My father is from Shusha. My name is Samaya, and my grandmom's name is Samaya. She was born in Shusha, and when she was 4 or 5 years, in 1905, Armenia attacked Shusha, and my father's grandfather moved all women to different regions of Azerbaijan, and they stayed here to fight against Armenians who attacked in 1905. When I came back to Shusha, I said that now I'm back home. This is my home. Shusha is a very interesting place, mystery place. I have to say that it's a very mystery place. Of course, I'm thinking that, oh my God, different kinds of people used to live in these homes. It was different life, different kinds of lives here. Very interesting life. They were neighbors, they were talking to each other, they were going to each other, and now they even, I don't know if the people who used to live in this home, are they alive or not? When you think that after 30 years you come back to your land, you don't think about it. You don't think, you are thinking about future. You are thinking about future. You know that everything will be fine. There will be again lives here. People will live here. They will move here. Lots of children will be born here. You know that everything will be fine.
So what's the rebuilding? How's that going right now?
Actually, at present, you know that different mosques, Apa Götheraga, Saatlı Mosque, they rebuilt because they were damaged by Armenians. At the same time, different kinds of historical places are being built. This place, it's a magical place. After the war, when we liberated our land, and President said that this mosque is one of the beautiful symbols of Shusha. It must be reconstructed again. And now it's a very important moment. It's moving Shusha citizens back to their homes. 23 buildings are being built at present. 450 apartments. It's in another side of the city. And till the end of the year, Shusha citizens who were born here. In documents, it's written that this person was born in Shusha. They will back to these homes, to these buildings. My soul is living here. I can't explain it to you. Shusha really is a place where your soul, you feel your soul, you feel Shusha. Shusha gives you a chance to feel her. For me, it's her. We want to restore Shusha and to give it a new breath.
From inside the newly built mosque, the nearby Holy Savior Cathedral can be seen. Armenian worshippers once lit their candles and sang hymns here. It was heavily damaged by an errant artillery strike during the war, for which the Azerbaijani government took the unprecedented step of apologizing for. Officials told me that they are eager to restore their church and reopen it in the near future. Coexistence in this war-ravaged land over the centuries was never an easy affair. Muslim houses of worship faced disrepair and neglect when the Armenians were here. And now, after the war, the dust will perhaps one day be cleared, so souls can seek redemption, and church bells can call out to the faithful alongside the muezzin's call to prayer. The cultural significance of Shusha for the Azerbaijani people is rooted in its history. The museum here is full of images of Haydar Aliyev, the former president, who navigated Azerbaijan through the turmoil of post-Soviet independence. A legacy fulfilled by the return to Shusha,
İşğalla bağlı olan
made possible by his son, current President Ilham Aliyev.
sine her bir kürsüden
The monuments to Azerbaijan's poets were removed during the Armenian occupation. They've now been reinstated, staking claim to Shusha's history and reclaiming its Azerbaijani identity, and breaking away from a brutal Soviet past. The bullets and bombs have been replaced with a prolific sight of earth movers, cement mixers, and construction workers. The sounds of their work echoing throughout the valley non-stop. From ruin to renewal. The return for Shusha residents like Ilham Salmanov, a former teacher who raised his children in the city, has capped what had been a difficult exodus.
Deməli 1992-ci il mayın 8-də bütün dünya məlumdur ki, Şuşa ermənilər tərəfindən işğal olunub və həmin tarixə qədər biz hətta mən ailəmlə birlikdə artıq rəhmətə gedib atam, anam, bacım, qardaşlarım bu evdə yaşamışıq. Və özüm Bakı Dövlət Universitetini bitirmişəm. 89-cu ildə 1989-cu ildə Şuşaya qayıtmışam müharibə başladığı üçün. Və 92-ci ildə məlum işğalla əlaqədar olaraq mən öz doğma yurdumu tərk eləməyə məcbur olmuşam. 30 il vətən həsrəti ilə yaşamışıq. Hər birimiz, hamımız, o cümlədən mən. Yəni elə bir gün mən həmişə Allaha dua edirdim ki, bir gün Allah qismət eləsin mən öz doğma yurduma, vətənimə, Şuşaya qayıdım. Və şükür ki bu gün bizə nəsib oldu.
When you come back to your home and you see it destroyed like this, what type of emotions first come to you, and what type of memories do you remember in this house?
Çox ağır, çox ağır. İnanırsınız, ilk dəfə bura qayıdıb, mən həyat yoldaşım da bura qayıtmışdı, bir müddət əvvəl gəlmişdi. Yenidən Bakıya qaydanda bir il bundan əvvəl gəlmişdi həyat yoldaşı. 2 ay özünə gələ bilmədi. 2 ay o özünü o qədər pis hiss elədi ki, gələndə elə bir hisslərdi ki, uşaqlığın burada keçib sənin. Elə bütün uşaqlığım mənim burada keçib, bütün cavanlığım burada keçib. Mənim atamın, anamın, bütün əzizlərimin hamısının əcdadlarının yaşadığı yerdir bura. Yəni mən onların əl izlərini, atamın, anamın bu evdəki deyim olar ki, o əl izlərinin elə bir görürdüm. Mən onları bu günü onlar görmədi, qismət olmadı bu gün onlara. O qədər heyfsilənirəm ki, belə bir gün onlar görə bilmədi. Onu sözlə ifadə eləmək çox çətindir. Həddindən artıq çətindir sözlə ifadə eləmək. Belə o qədər ağırdır ki, o qədər ağırdır elə bir şey ki, gəlib sən öz yaşadığın o gözəl, abad bir yeri bu şəkildə görəsən. Belə bir vəziyyətdə görəsən, belə bir vəhşiliklə dağıdılmış formada görəsən.
And just down the street from Shusha, about 30 kilometers away, is the Armenian enclave of Khankindi, which is clearly visible from Shusha. The Armenians living there continue to claim that they are an independent state. During a press conference in Shusha in July, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev warned that the failure of internationally sponsored negotiations in the past was a major contributor to the Second Karabakh War.
We could not force them to comply with international law for 28 years. We managed only to force them by force. Armenia needs to make, I think, one of the final steps. If they do not recognize our territorial integrity, we will not recognize their territorial integrity, and what that will mean for them is more or less clear. They already accepted that Karabakh is Azerbaijan publicly. Now they need to put their signature under the document.
So if Khankindi, which is just down this hill, a few kilometers away, if it returns to Azerbaijan, you would be fine with living alongside Armenians again after so long and after everything that you experienced through the war?
Hiçbir fark koymurduk bir-birimizdən. Heç bir olmuyor. Birisi bu çox çətindir, çox çətindir. Müəyyən bir vaxt tələb edir. Amma Xankəndinin özündə də xeyli, çox Azərbaycanlı yaşayıb. Yəni biz hal-hazırda yenə də, əlbəttə bu zaman keçdikcə hökmən bu məsələlər yenə də bir qaydasına düşəcək.
A new crisis in Karabakh is brewing. Peace talks have stalled. At the center of heightened tensions is the main artery linking Armenia to the city of Khankindi, which is nominally run by Armenian separatists. The route runs from Armenia through newly liberated Azerbaijani territory, where an international border crossing and customs check was established earlier this year. The Armenians claim that the supply routes to Khankindi are being blocked by Azerbaijan. The ICRC says a humanitarian situation could deteriorate as a result. But Baku says these charges are unfounded and that any goods passing through the new international border crossing into Karabakh are traversing Azerbaijani territory. Azerbaijan has offered to open a direct supply route, which happens to be the shortest path from its territory in Karabakh from the city of Agdam to Khankindi. But attempts to send supplies into the Armenian separatist enclave through Azerbaijan have been blocked by the Armenians. Ultimately, it is about competing claims of sovereignty over Karabakh. The Armenian separatists in Karabakh fear that accepting this offer would de facto recognize Azerbaijani sovereignty over the remaining Armenian settlements in the region. The Azerbaijani government says that the recognition of its sovereignty over the entirety of Karabakh is non-negotiable.
On this mountainous plateau, the Shusha fortress, built in 1750, commands the strategic high ground over the surrounding countryside. And just a stone's throw away is the remaining Armenian enclave in the city of Khankindi. The Armenians call that city Stepanakert. And its future, and the future of its inhabitants, or completely landlocked, remains hanging in the balance.
During Moscow-hosted talks in the summer, the Armenian and Azerbaijani leaders openly sparred and accused each other of not fulfilling their part of the ceasefire deal.
Президент Азербайджана использовал в своем выступлении выражения, которые последние годы служат как заглавие для выдвижения территориальных претензий против Армении. Я хочу сказать, что это используется в рамках выполнения 9-го пункта трехстороннего заявления 9 ноября 2020 года. Я хочу подчеркнуть, что в этом заявлении говорится только об одном коридоре, и это Лачинский коридор, который должен был быть под контролем российских миротворцев, но, к сожалению, незаконно заблокирован со стороны Азербайджана.
Прошу разрешить просто ответить и сказать, что Азербайджан никакой коридор не заблокирован. Что касается дороги Лачин-Ханкенди, то она открыта. На границе между Арменией и Азербайджаном, которую вы признаете, установлен погранично-пропускной пункт в соответствии со всеми международными нормами. Этот погранично-пропускной пункт находится в 20 метрах от поста российского миротворческого контингента. И на сегодняшний день через этот пограничный пропускной пункт жители Азербайджана армянской национальности, которые проживают в Карабахе, свободно перемещаются в сторону Армении. Никаких препятствий нет.
And without a permanent peace agreement, the ceasefire could collapse into all-out conflict once again.
So if another war breaks out, what would happen?
As our Supreme Commander mentioned, that we as military are ready to conduct any type of operation. And I have to mention about some other type of units that have been established after the war, after the Patriotic War. According to the direction and guidance given to Azerbaijan army, after the Patriotic War, we shifted our army, Azerbaijan army, to the Turkish Armed Forces model. We get more experience, we get more professional, we shift, we learn, and we get new type of units. Now, so far we have established many of commandos units, which is more mobile, more prepared, and more robust. Now you can imagine what's the difference between Azerbaijan army today and army before the Patriotic War. With this sort of units, in addition to have special forces, air support, and some other type of the units, Azerbaijan army is ready to conduct any type of task which is given by Supreme Commander. And every day we get more experienced, every day we get more stronger and much more stronger.
The battle for Shusha in 2020 was a decisive turning point in the war.
Only small arms, light arms, personal arms that they can use for face-to-face fights. And even though these rocks, you can imagine that Armenian armed forces were sitting here. They were settled here for 30 years and they were waiting that somebody, yes, of course they have to come. Someday they will come. And that happened after the 30 years that Azerbaijan special forces are climbing, using the ropes to climb, and meanwhile shoot, defeat the enemy which was staying here. Yeah, unfortunately, even after the assignment of the trilateral agreement, which was stating that there should be no Armenian military in Karabakh economical zone, and all the lefts should be withdrawn from Karabakh economical zone. But still we monitor, we see that still they are there.
Rebuilding in a former military zone is no easy task. Engineers are working around the clock to pave new roads in Karabakh and build the necessary infrastructure for life to flourish here once more.
All right, we're headed to the city of Agdam in Karabakh right now. We were last there 3 years ago in the immediate aftermath of the 44-day war. I mean, the whole city was completely destroyed.
In the midst of the scorching summer heat,
O başlasın da niyə dayanıb ki?
we met up with the chief of the ordnance disposal teams in the Agdam region of Karabakh. Thousands of square kilometers have to be painstakingly searched for mines and unexploded bombs.
Əvvəlcə onu demək istəyirəm ki, statistikaya görə və ekspertlərin gəldiyi qənaətə görə Ağdam rayonu işğaldan azad olunmuş ərazilər içərisində ən çox minalarla çirklənmiş ərazidir. Amma Qarabağa köç başlayan zaman, ərazidə cəmaət yaşamağa gələn zaman artıq həmən ərazilər təmizlənmiş olacaq. Və əgər hansısa bir təhlükəli bir ərazi qalarsa, həmən ərazi aydın şəkildə işarələnəcək və cəmaət hamısına təlimat veriləcək, ora giriş-çıxış məhdudlaşdırılacaq və onda heç bir təhlükə olmayacaq. Sırf təmizlənmiş ərazilərə, təmizlənmə buferi yaradılmış ərazilərə köçürüləcək cəmaət.
Hazırdır. Hazır.
All right, and here's the explosion. 5 anti-tank mines being exploded by the enemy ordnance disposal team here in Azerbaijan. Boom. That's a loud one. And that's just 5 of the thousands of anti-tank mines that the Azerbaijani enemy ordnance disposal teams have found in this region of Karabakh.
In Agdam, a brand new city is set to rise from the fields of rubble. This was the former industrial center of Karabakh. It had a population of 37,000 inhabitants before the 1992 Armenian occupation. The graves of soldiers from the two Karabakh wars and the names of the thousands of soldiers killed in the 2020 fighting, some of whom were born the year that the first war ended, show just how much was sacrificed. Wherever we went in Karabakh, we were met with the sights, like this newly opened international airport in the city of Fuzuli, the gateway into the rest of Karabakh, making this far-flung area more accessible. As well as state-of-the-art schools being built, this one with the help of a generous donation from Uzbekistan. The workers here are on an accelerated timeline. The aim is revival.
This is what remains of the old city center of the town of Fuzuli here in Azerbaijan and Karabakh. After 30 years of Armenian occupation, it's been essentially rendered into rubble. Over 18,000 people used to live here. But now, the Azerbaijani government is rebuilding a new city center right across the road, with hundreds of families expected to return.
From Fuzuli, we travel to Zangilan, a key agricultural and transport hub in Karabakh. Along the desert mountains straddling the Aras River, bordering Iran, hundreds of people now live in a newly designed, planned city. Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev and longtime ally Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey's president, broke ground in Zangilan in 2021. And from the looks of it, the city, with its distinct pioneering spirit, is thriving. For these children of newly arrived Azerbaijani families, life is good. Only 3 years prior, the Karabakh War saw its share of children killed by missile strikes. This poster in the school's hallway details for the children what the Azerbaijanis call the Patriotic War. Now, with that war over, a new generation is planting their roots in Karabakh, brought here by parents starting a new life in a homeland they once thought lost. Their work to bring life to this land bearing fruit.
Biz deməli bura köçəndə, bura deməli sarı torpaqlıq idi. Heç nə yox idi, elə bir adi torpaq.
Bəli, yəni ki, sevərək eləyirik bu işi. Yəni ki, sevirik kənd həyatını. Həqiqi kənd həyatını, öz elimiz, öz obamız bizim üçün çox xoşdur. Doğmadır, bizə bura doğmadır, özümüz doğma.
You're like a pioneer.
Mən buradan 20 yaşında çıxmışam. Bu qış dekabrda 50 yaşım olacaq. 50 yaşımı qeyd eləyəcəm burada. Amma sanki elə bil ki, 20 yaşım var. Yəni özümü elə təsəvvür edirəm.
Fevralın bu ilin 2023, fevralın 28-i köçmüşük bura. Bura bizə gətirən ana vətənimizdir. Yəni ki, 30 ildir buranın həsrətini çəkmişik. Yəni ancaq rüyalarımızda görmüşük. Amma elə oldu ki, yəni çətin oldu bizim üçün. Yəni atam gəldi, dedi ki, bəs ermənilər kəndin başındadılar, yığışmalıyıq, getməliyik. Biz də mühasirədə qalmışdıq. Buradan məcbur olduq Arat çayı çıxdıq. Yəni məcburən çıxdıq.
So how do you prepare for the new families that are coming?
Demək olar ki, evlər tam şəkildə hazırdır. Yəni evlərin hamısı hazırdır. İndi 20 ailə köçəcək. O ailələrin evləri hazırdır. Bir də ki, yəni gələn ailələr üçün biz istəyirik ki, mərkəzdə bir həmişə də eyli eləyirik də. Yəni gələn hamı çıxır, kənd cəmaatı hamı çıxır ora mərkəzə. Gələn cəmaatı bayraqla, mahnı ilə qarşılayırıq. Otururuq, yemək yeyirik, çay içirik, çay süfrəsinə. Yəni xeyir-şər yerimiz var. Orada yəni bir şənliklik eləyib, sonra kənd cəmaatını qarşılayıb nümayəndəlik. Bir-bir evlərin haçarını verib, evlərlə təqdim eləyirlər. Xonçalı, şirniyyatlı, yəni evlərə qəbul edirik kənd cəmaatını.
So this is really amazing.
We met up with a local representative in Zangilan who showed us around the new town.
Ruins to peace. 2 il öncəyə qədər burada heç nə yox idi. 1 il öncə ilk köç həyata keçirildi və tam iyul aylarında, keçən ilin iyul ayında böyük qayıdış prosesi başladı və o başladı Ağalı kəndindən, bu kənddən. Və bu kəndi, belə deyək, hal-hazırda burada 86 ailə, 420 nəfər yaşayır. Onların yaşamı üçün bütün dayanıqlı şərait yaradılıb və bu istəyir məktəb olsun, istəyir iş yerləri olsun, istəyir dövlət xidmətlərinə əlçatanlıq olsun. Yəni hamısı burada var. Yəni kənara çıxmağa heç bir ehtiyacı yoxdur. Burada mən artıq 1 ildir burada yaşayıram. Çox məmnunam. Hal-hazırda burada belə gözəl bir kənd yerləşir və bu vətən sevgisi ilə ortaya çıxmış bir şeydir. 1 il ərzində, 1 il yarımı ərzində, yəni bu kənd ərsəyə gəlib, yəni hər bir şeydə əladır. Bura həm də gələcək üçün ümumiyyətlə Zəngilan özü düzdür, nəqliyyat dəhlizi olaraq, daha çox nəqliyyat hub'ı olaraq düşünülüb, lakin turizm potensialı da yəni bu bölgənin böyükdür və düşünürəm ki, Ağalı da öz buradan töhfəsini alacaq turizm potensialından.
The Zengezur corridor is a major railway and road transport hub that the Azerbaijani government is building through this area that will eventually move tons of goods between Asia and Europe. From a mountainous desert to green oasis. From Zangilan, we drove to the city of Laçın, just on the other side of the Armenian border. This border crossing is at the center of the ongoing dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Laçın resembles a mountain resort town, idyllic and serene. Armenian cities can be seen on opposite mountain peaks. The sounds and sight of construction as present as ever, and even newly built cabins and a pool ready for holidaying visitors.
This is the Azerbaijani city of Laçın. It oversees the strategically important Laçın corridor. That's the valley between the mountain ranges that separate Azerbaijan and Armenia. It is militarily important because if you control Laçın, you're able to essentially control the bottleneck that controls the rest of the supply routes into all of Karabakh.
This past winter, Azerbaijani protesters held a sit-in on the Laçın roadway in front of the Russian peacekeeping contingent, voicing their dissatisfaction with what they said was Armenian exploitation of Karabakh. The Armenians claimed that it was a blockade of the main road leading to Armenian settlements in Karabakh. I spoke to Adnan Hussein in Laçın. He participated in the protests for 5 long months.
So Adnan, you were a fairly prominent voice and face of the protests by Azerbaijanis on the Laçın road throughout the winter time. Looking back at that time, what would you say that you and your colleagues had achieved, and would you say that you achieved what you had set out to do?
I think we did gain what we wanted. The illegal exploitation of our mines has stopped. Another problem that was up there on the list of important issues that we want to prevent was the illegal use of the Laçın road, the smuggling of weapons, of landmines, of other third country nationalities illegally being smuggled into Karabakh through that road from Iran, and of course the export of our natural resources through that road to Armenia. Armenia falsely claims that there is a blockade. By definition, if you provide a road saying that you can use this road to deliver your supplies, you can use this road to deliver your medicine, to deliver food, then by definition, there is no blockade. If you do not use this road, if you actually set up a block post and people stand there preventing this road to be used, then you are blockading yourself.
What would you say the prospects are for peace?
There is no such thing as a never-ending or everlasting conflict. Any conflict has an end. And I firmly believe that we're coming to a closure. And soon the peace agreement will be signed. It will certainly take some time to build those bridges again, but time heals everything.
Outside of the complex politics of this region, children play in a summer program. And even a visiting theater troupe from Baku practice their lines. But the traumas of the past are very much interwoven with a city that was once so heavily contested between warring sides. Rahman Abduliyev's journey back to his home in Karabakh was painful and arduous.
Mən Ramin Abdullayev, Bəhlul Azərbaycan vətəndaşı, Laçın şəhər sakini, gördüyünüz yer mənim evimdir. Bu ilin, 2023-cü ilin 14 iyununda öz ata-baba torpağıma, öz vətənimə və öz atamın başa gətirdiyi, yəni evə qayıtmışam. Başımıza gələnlər onların diversiya qrupları şəklində dinc əhaliyə yanaşması, qəflətən və onları güllə-buran etməsi, onlara şiddətli zülmlərin verilməsi və bu ehtimalla yavaş-yavaş və digər dövlətlərin və Sovet hökuməti daha bir başda olmaqla onlara hərbi dəstəyin olması nəticəsində bu artıq 1992-ci ildə artıq Laçın rayonunun, yəni şəhər daxil olmaqla süqutuna gətirdi, çıxartdı və eyni zamanda bizim buradan yəni çox ağrılı-acılı, yəni mən yaralı olaraq çıxmışam çox ağır vəziyyətdə və mənim kimi yüzlərlə insanlar və çıxmazdan bir 9-10 gün qabaq artıq güclü, iri çaplı mərmilərdən şəhərin özünü, dinc sakinləri atəşə tutmaq və evində olanların çalım-çarpaz, yəni bir ayağı burada, bir bədəni burada qalmaq şərti ilə çox vəhşicəsinə, yəni partlayışlara məruz qalması və dəhşətli halları artıq yaşaya və bu çox ağır, acılı bir formada, yəni hətta çox qəzəbli formada məcburən buralardan yəni aralaşmalı olduq, getməli olduq. Və çox şükürlər olsun ki, haqq öz yerini zamanında gəlib tapır və nə etsək də haqq zamanında öz yerini gəlib tapacaq və yenə də bizdə atalar misalı var, su axar çuxurunu tapar.
A mountainous divide remains. Two countries, physically so close to one another. But what is stopping two peoples from moving beyond past enmity and living peacefully amongst one another? From Baku, I spoke to British-Armenian journalist and researcher, Onik Krikorian.
I think it's only natural that both ethnic Armenians and ethnic Azerbaijanis will have doubts and concerns and fears about co-inhabiting the same space. To talk of coexistence means that possibly a peace deal can be signed, and many people out there, as you know, don't want a peace deal signed. Karabakh Armenians, for example, or at least the de facto leadership, don't like the talk of coexistence, because to talk of coexistence basically leaves a door open for effectively accepting that there will be no independence. Resisting slow-phased integration with the relevant rights protected, guaranteed, secured, whatever, will ultimately leave the ethnic Armenian population of Nagorno-Karabakh in an increasingly vulnerable position.
Meanwhile, in Karabakh, life goes on. It can be hard to reconcile the awe-inspiring sights of the forests and mountains in Karabakh with a tragedy that had once been synonymous with this land. Building, after all, is much harder than destroying. And for the women, children, and men, trailblazing a new hope for a land named after its orchards and gardens. Their great return comes with greater joy.